We flash 100 years in the future, where Master Roshi is telling the Zycore storyline to Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. And just like our boy Toyble, he doesn't finish the story, and this makes Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. pretty upset. They want to know what happens to Zycore, but before we get into the story, there's a few things to take note of. Number 1, 100 years in the future, Master Roshi is still alive. That makes him almost 500 years old. One of the oldest humans to ever live. Master Roshi is still around. The entire Zycore storyline with him coming to Earth and Broly being resurrected and turning good, it was just a story Master Roshi made up to tell to Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. 100 years in the future. And this might all be a bit confusing if you don't know what the Zycore storyline is, but the reason he made up this story to tell Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. is because everyone that we know in Dragon Ball, except for Roshi and Pan, have moved on to the next world. Piccolo, Gohan, Vegeta, Bulma, everyone is gone, and Master Roshi is the last one left. And so the only duty he has left is to inspire the next generation, and that is Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. And that's what the Zycore story was. Everything that made Dragon Ball back in the day has passed on. It's 100 years in the future. Everything is gone, and Roshi is the last one left, and he's passing down his memories. So what Roshi was trying to do with the Zycore storyline was he was trying to inspire the next generation to be more like Goku and the older generation. And well, it actually works. A few seconds later, a spaceship comes down from space. This is the first spaceship anyone has seen in the past 100 years. Nothing has happened for 100 years, but from out of nowhere, Bebedi, son of Babidi, comes down with Majin Poo, and that is the future generation. I understand, as stupid as this may sound, there is a deeper meaning here, and if you keep reading, Goku and Vegeta Jr. have no problem with Majin Poo. As soon as Majin Poo arrives, Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. get on that straight away, and that is the first piece of action they have seen in their young lives. It's actually pretty dominant from them. They're having no trouble at all, and seeing this, Master Roshi says to himself, maybe my job's done. Seeing how well this new generation's doing, he falls to the ground and doesn't get up. This is why Toyble now works on the real manga. It's pretty obvious what this symbolizes. Falling to the ground, Roshi is dead, and with that, the end of Dragon Ball. But that's not it. Roshi wakes up, but he's back at his house, at Kame House, and he's surprised that his house is still even there because 100 years in the future, things have changed. Roshi's house was said to be destroyed, so the fact that it's there, Roshi is in purgatory. He looks over and he sees Krillin, Yamcha, and they all thank him for working so hard for all these years. Bulma, Oolong, Launch, Turtle, they're all saying, you've done a good job. You've got Grandpa Gohan, the Ox King, Master Mutaito, Tien, Chaozu's even there. It's everyone from the original series, and they're all saying, thank you for your hard work. You've had some tough duties, but now it's time to rest up. When all of a sudden, Master Roshi's greatest student of all time appears on his island, Goku, and he's saying what everyone else is saying, thank you for everything, it's time to rest. But Roshi doesn't understand the situation. He still thinks that he's alive, so he sees a kid Goku, he wants him to go train, so he puts a turtle shell on his back and tells him to swim around the ocean 5 times, and he does. And as he's screaming at Goku, it fades back into reality. 100 years in the future, the man who everyone once thought was immortal has passed away from old age. Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. see this and they're obviously upset, but they show pictures of iconic landmarks in Dragon Ball 100 years in the future. Mount Powell's probably the only thing that is still standing from the original series. They built a highway straight over Master Roshi's house. It's completely destroyed. 100 years later, it is sad because all these things that once held such great memories are gone, and it's actually quite poetic ending Dragon Ball with Master Roshi. It made me feel like Dragon Ball was genuinely over because once Master Roshi dies, I mean that's it, and that is the end of not just Dragon Ball AF, but it was meant to be a complete roundup of the Dragon Ball franchise. And let me know what you think. Is this how Dragon Ball should have ended, or should end if it ever does? Which, I mean, these days probably not, but let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next Dragon Ball video.